Okay, so this is going to be my attempt to build a homemade rotisserie for the Skylark. So I'm going to attempt to use all this metal here to turn this into a rotisserie. So we'll see if it works. I mean, if it doesn't work, I'm out about 300 bucks. If it works, then that'll be wonderful. All right, I'll take you through the journey. And the engine hoist is, let's see, this is the item number 69512, and that's the engine hoist I got there. So this is the, basically the Pittsburgh, which is the Harbor Freight brand. That's the item number right there, 61238. Okay, so I'm going to cut these two tabs off. These are the ones that go on the upper half of the jack ram, the piston that brings the engine hoist up and down. I'm going to cut these off with the plasma cutter, and those are going to end up going on the new bracket that I make for the top part of the rotisserie. Okay, so this is the 750-pound engine stand. I'm going to plasma cut from the base of this out 6 inches. Okay, made a mistake. It's actually 1 1/4 inches from the base of the round stock to here is what I'm going to cut, not 6 inches. I don't know what I was thinking, but I can remedy that in a second. Now this is the bottom portion of the engine hoist, the engine stand. This is the part where the square tubing comes out with the wheel for it to stand on. So I'm going to cut it right at the base, all the way around. I'm going to use this portion right here. So let's get to it. Okay, so again, this is still the upright for the engine hoist. What I'm going to do is, as you can see here, this is the bottom plate, which I'm going to utilize, but it's at an angle, and I need it to be 90 degrees off of this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it on 3 sides, and then I'm going to cut it straight, take this piece of metal out, tap it in, and re-weld it. I'm also going to cut this off because this is the lower ram holding bracket for the shock that brings it up and down. And I'm also going to cut these 2 out of here because I'm going to weld them into the back because I got to put a side brace on there. So that's the piece that I cut out. Okay, now I'm going to cut this piece off, which again is the one that's going to hold the lower, is it the lower or upper? I believe it's the lower half. This is going to hold the lower half of that ram. Okay, so I cut this piece off here. I'm going to set that aside. And also, what I'm going to do is like I said, I'm going to peen this over so it's at a 90. Tack weld a couple pieces there and set that aside. Okay, now that I have this portion square here, looks great. I'm going to measure from the bottom part of this bracket here up 25 inches. And gonna make a mark. And I'm gonna use my square to make a line all the way around, and I'm gonna cut it at 25 inches. And then save this part. I'll use this part later, but this is gonna be my bottom portion of the upright for the rotisserie. Okay, dunk it in the water, get it nice and cool, because this gets so hot it could probably ignite my wood table here. Okay, dump this on, cool that off. Okay, so here it is. It's my lower portion, and it just needs to, right there, I need to tack that up. I can do that after. Okay, on to the next piece. Okay, so here we have the engine stand lower front bar, and the wheels go on there. So what I'm gonna do is I want to reinforce this, because it's gonna be the bottom piece. So this is the one that normally goes across it, and the two wheels go over here, but I'm gonna use it for a different purpose. So we're gonna we're gonna measure from the edge of the pipe. Gonna measure 10 inches. Measure 10 inches, make a mark. And then this one here, we're gonna put it right at that 10-inch mark, and we're gonna weld it, probably 1-inch welds, maybe every 6 inches or so on both sides, and then set this one aside. Okay, that side's welded. Now we'll do the other side. Okay, so this here is the bottom base of the engine hoist. You have a section here. I already cut the section here out. Basically, it looks like that. Square on three-sided square, and that's where your leg on the engine hoist goes in to hold the base down when you build the actual engine hoist. So anyways, you're gonna go from the edge of this here and roughly around, I would say 9¼ inches, and then you're gonna cut this all the way around. And then this piece here, might need it for later. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it here, 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 and then just take this piece out. I just want this section here for right now. Okay, so this piece is what I wanted to keep. Looks great. All right, on to the next piece. Okay, so this is the center upright post for the engine stand. I'm going to cut 2 pieces out of this. Approximately each piece going to be around 5 3/4. And I'm just going to plasma cut the 2 pieces for now, and then I'll clean them up later. So okay, one down, one to go. Okay, so I cut another piece of that 3-sided square off the bottom. I believe it's 6 inches. Yeah, 6 inches long. And remember, everything that I cut here, I'm actually cutting two of, because I'm going to be building the front one and the rear one, both sides of the rotisserie. So right now I'm cutting everything for the front side of it, but the rear is just going to be a duplicate. So be really careful when you're cutting the material, because you have just enough material to make the two. You start making mistakes, you're going to run out of material. So if you want to keep it under 300, that's going to be the way to go. But anyways, I cut this piece off, so now I just put this aside and go to the next one. Okay, so I took the piece from the upright that I cut earlier, the 17, I think it's like 17 inches long piece. This is that 6-inch long three-sided piece that I cut earlier. And what I did is I just took a square, if I can find where I put it. I took a square in here, made sure that it was nice and square, which it is. Okay. And I just loosen that up. Just double check this side. Yep, square on both sides. So that's squared. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack it here and here just to get it to stay. This is what it looks like. That's what it looks like there. It's gonna have a bead all the way across there and on the inside as well when I'm done with it. But that's what it looks like right now. Okay, so this is the scrap piece that I'm not going to be using. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece that's a flat plate from here and cut it on the sides here, and then just grab this piece of flat plate that I'm going to use for the next process. So I'm going to cut it here, 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 here. So 3 and where's the tape measure? It's going to be 3 1/4. So it's going to be exactly 3 1/4 by 2 3/4, which is. All right. So that little piece of flat plate that I cut, I put it on the front of this here. I just used 2 hacksaw blades to give me the thickness I need, because I want it to step out a little bit, and then I'm just going to weld on the sides. The reason I want it to step out is because I want to be able to have this wiggle a little bit in there when it's all done and said, all said and done, I mean. So let me go ahead and tack that on. Okay, so I welded it there all the way around and on the inside as well. I don't know if you can see that, but there she is. There's that piece. Okay, now let's move on to the next piece. Okay, so now what I did here is I cut across with the plasma cutter on here and on here. And then what I did was I scarred it behind here with my angle grinder, and I bent these two out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide a piece in here. I'm going to weld these around it, and I'm going to flap this one over and weld it in the front. So this is all going to be one piece. The way I got the dimension was I just took because what's going to go in here is going to be a square piece. So I just took a square piece and put it there and marked it, put it there and marked it. And then I cut this top piece off because I know I'm going to fold this one over. And basically what I want is I want a box in there that I can slide it through. And then I want these 2 wings on the outside to actually weld it for reinforcement. So, well, it sounds weird, but that's how I did that. So that's what it looks like. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide a piece in here, bring this over, and then weld the whole thing together. This is this piece here is the remnants of the vertical piece for the engine hoist here. I remember I just welded this piece on here. So that was about 17 inches, and I think these are 2 1/4 maybe. Where's my tape measure? Yeah, 2 1/2. So about 2 1/2. So this is 2 1/2, And then, so you're gonna go 4, 5, 5.5. So you're gonna go back 5.5, mark it. You're gonna splice it on the bottom and on the top. Then you're gonna cut 2.5 off of here, out of the way. You're gonna take this and scar it in the back so you can bend it easy. Scar it in the back so you can bend it easy. And then this one here scars right there. And then I'll be able to bend that easy over as soon as I get the piece in here. Okay, I'll come back when I get the piece in there. Okay, so this is one of the legs off of the engine hoist. It's 53 inches long, so I want to find center, so that would be around 26.5. I make a line there and come across this. I just do this. Okay, it's a line there, so between those two lines. So let me go ahead and mark up center. Where's my square? I'm gonna put that square. Huh. Oh, there it is. Okay. So that's my center. So basically what's gonna happen is this is gonna slide into there. And I'm going to use the center there to line it up center, and then these are going to be welded on each side. And I'll bring it back as soon as I get slid into there. Okay, so I just welded it all up. See, it went all the way around this side. And this is the... all the way around there. All the way around the sides. I even welded here because that's where I hit it with the angle grinder. Scarred it with the angle grinder so I could get this to turn. And same here. Anywhere you scar it, you want to weld again over the scar because you don't want to make that a weak point. But that's all on. And the section's done. We turn it over. So there it is. Next section, and we'll move on to the next one.